Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower.
Wait, so they've never met before? Hello? They've actually never met. That's crazy. They're like, she's so... Just look at her. I mean, she should have been very popular in Fontaine. How come they don't know her?
Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
I get that Navia wants to help us, but here's my question. Like, why? Just why? Like, what does this going to benefit her?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here?
What?
I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
I remember there were balloons at the top. Why is it gone now?
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations
Yeah,
here?
that's what I said.
Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back of the door isn't the same.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
Wait, does that mean there's another box inside this one?
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
So what did... Okay, so is he going to reveal his trick?
So there was a passageway under the magic box!
Oh! And this passage links the 2 boxes together. I knew it! Come on, this is so easy.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
Not to like break the immersion or something, but isn't this just like exposing magicians at this point? Like, it's kind of, I feel sad whenever like magic gets revealed or something. It feels like it isn't fun anymore.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Yeah, that's just really easy. Like, probably... No. It's like, I should have guessed that this was the switcheroo technique. They didn't actually use magic. They just used, like, different... there's passageways between the 2 boxes, so
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Then what about your side of the trick?
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect.
Phonograph?
My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
So, Lyney has already been into that box. While Lynette was the one like, you know, disguised or something.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
Mezzanine. I don't know what that is.
That's how we were able to coordinate Lyney's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
Oh!
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who.
What? No way! So Lynette is actually all that has been there all along.
And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
No wonder these twins are sneaky.
So that's how it all worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
I can tell a lot of thought was put into this.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would.
Oh, you look so sad.
But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime.
Yeah, how did they actually pull that off? Is it Arlecchino, or was it Lyney was lying the whole time? Hum.
Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Lyney and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
The magic trick. Lyney gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work by using a box inside a box. The idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Lyney himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Meanwhile, having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of on-stage interactions. On-stage magic box structure. The magic box on stage has an additional layer to its rear in which Lynette and Lyney's clothes remain hidden. She would appear at the end of the magic trick and lead people to believe that Lyney had been able to instantly move to the box on the other side. Interesting. Audience side magic box structure. The magic box at the center of the audience stands in has two layers, and beneath it is an entrance to an underground tunnel. This is how the lucky audience member was meant to have transported without the audience noticing. A ladder is required in order to return to the magic box above. This should be the control device for the trolley. It seems to able to operate automatically. Oh.
What's this?
a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Lyney didn't mention this either earlier.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Drop hook rope. A rope has fallen to the ground. A metal hook has been tied to the other end of this rope. Its use isn't clear. Maybe this is the rope from the box, the water tank box thingy that is used to hold up the water tank. Is my guess. I'm a good detective, you know. I have most of my intuitions are correct so far.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Maybe it was for a trick.
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear?
I just want to say I really don't like how Paimon looks on this. It looks so ridiculous on her. And we're investigating I know that we're investigating a serious crime, but Paimon here is just making this as some sort of entertainment for her.
And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Broken flower vase. There are many pieces of broken flower vase on one side of the tunnel. All the water within has been spilled. Judging from the distance, it seems unlikely that it was knocked over by the trolley meant to transport the magic box. I don't know what this entail, but what is investigate clothing?
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here.
What?
But she's nowhere to be found.
Is Lyney actually lying? Lyney didn't mention the guest having a wardrobe change.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
What if Lyney actually set this entire thing up? It's his purpose to actually get himself arrested. What if this was a way for Arlecchino to lure out Child? Because there's just no way that Child would be interested in this sort of thing, right? I don't know what Child was here. When will Child appear in the court trial? But all I'm thinking is Arlecchino and Lyney had this all planned out, and it was for something to happen. I don't know what their actual motive is. This is probably going to have to do with the hydroarchonosis, but I'm not quite sure. This is just my speculation. This is based from what I know. I have not looked up any spoilers whatsoever, so I'm just telling my thoughts.
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Wait, since when did she change her glasses? What? Hello? The young lady's clothes. The clothes belong to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. High precision is required to complete this magic show, and tracks are perfect for making the trolley stay on its designated course. Why is there a table here? All kinds of props and costumes are haphazardly stuffed inside. Okay. The trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box to the other side. The culprit must have used this to execute their plan. Oh.
What is this place?
Looks like a vent. It's suspicious. Someone vented! Lyney vented! He's suspicious! Get him out of here!
It seems someone could fit through here.
Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
No, it's not. It's too big. I've never seen a vent that big.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than those that go through the magic boxes, and Lyney and Lynette were in the 2 magic boxes.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Tunnel vent. The tunnel vent looks like it could allow one person passage barely, but living along with the missing lady seems to be an unrealistic prospect.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up. Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. It seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
It's kind of weird. It's supposed to be Mademoiselle, but it's shortcutted to Demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
It would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Furina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Lyney and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
It'd probably be like something like death penalty or some sort. I have no idea how Fontaine laws work.
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The Archers will sue.
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
Fascinating.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neuvillette called the shots.
Nope. Not even the Archon herself can judge herself.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
It would be very interesting if the Oratrice and Neuvillette have different, statements from what the truth and they uphold or something. It would be interesting if actually Neuvillette has defied the Oratrice or something like that.
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties. or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Okay. Okay, Silver.
Whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Oh, I saw Paimon's glasses changed.
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Now's not the time to be picky.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Navia is so sweet. I'm surprised that she isn't like very sus of us or something. Or be wary of the traveler or something.
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon.
Just kidding! Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
Shut up, you're going to complain every single time there's no food being, on the field of your sight. Come on, we all know that you're super hungry no matter what food you eat.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh? Here? But how?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, are we actually eating? While we're investigating on the case? What the heck? There's still a lot of things.
You're carrying a portable stove with you?
There's still a lot of things that we have to do. Eating should be like one of the least parts to, I don't know.
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Dang.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
These three are quite the interesting group.
Must be a Spina di Sula thing. Macro. Wait!
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven! Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling.
Wait, aren't macarons difficult to make? Hello?
From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself! Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything!
I was applauding.
Can we petition to have Silver to be as a playable character? I just want him so bad. He's so funny!
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
That's not quite what Paimon meant, but okay.
Paimon was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack.
Aren't macarons a really, really hard pastry to make?
Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Hey, Bat has his own laws, apparently.
Only 3?
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Thank you. Why don't you take a break as well?
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Lyney and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
So apart from the twins, we're left with two other people, the missing girl and the deceased.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There's no evidence that this third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
But she had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guards said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing though, Nadia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet!
Okay, that's all you can think, Paimon.
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right! Paimon only counted 3! Honest!
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No! Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count!
Wait. What if... You know... When we first entered Fontaine, Lynette said that we're slowly... losing our memories. What if that's the case?
Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough!
It's fine. If you ate them, you ate them.
Wait! Even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Oh, there's no really need to do that.
Exactly! We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
Okay.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Is this a samsara? Why are we repeating the things again? What is going on?
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Alright, thanks for your help, and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Probability of third person being involved. Neither Cowell or Halsey had a motive, but after having talked to the Mia, the likelihood of a third person being involved seems very low too. Is that all the evidence we have?
It's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial.
Oh god.
Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare.
Well...
Take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
It seems that Lyney is not going anywhere, so... do have some thoughts, but let's take things step by step.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lyney and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Furina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Aww.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed.
Also, Furina, you should also have your own evidence as to why Lyney and Lynette are prime suspects of the case.
That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Bro, we don't have to do with this. You can just proceed with the court without any of your stupid antics. Sorry, but it feels kind of weird to see her acting like this in front of court. Just you
Since
wait.
both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session.
What? There's so many people!
Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Lyney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Lyney clearly reveals the details of the magic trick. Everyone
Thank you,
in the
Mr. Lyney.
audience is stunned.
In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Wow.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Furina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
So, Furina is the prosecutor and we're the defense attorney. Kinda like Ace Attorney all over.
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Lyney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
That transition though.
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
I think Lyney is definitely lying. There is a loud thud from your performance. Did you not remember?
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
Oh.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Lyney not know about that sound?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
They probably represent the Archer's stance on the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye.
Okay, that remark, you didn't have to do that remark. Okay, no matter how, even if Lyney is definitely guilty on this, you, you should remain professional in all court cases. What the heck, Furina?
Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid.
Whatever you say, Archon, whatever you say.
Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
Oh, bringing up the Arlecano card.
The House of the Hearth?
Der pato, eh?
No wonder they did something like this.
Well, we can't just assume right away. I mean, all of the Fatui Harbingers that we have encountered in the past, their endings did not go that well. It didn't really go as quite as planned as they would hope to. But here's the thing, a lot of the Fatui don't even get successful most of the time.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
What's that?
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
How come the Traveler has not spoken a single word, like objection, relevance, you know, or something? You know, court proceedings.
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Lyney! Why didn't you tell us this before?
Well, why is Paimon on a different glasses again? Why is she wearing that in court? Stop! I want to treat this as seriously, but none of this seems so serious so far. What the heck?
Order! Order! Mr. Lyney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Furina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
There's no doubt about a magician's ability to con others. Given how Lyney has concealed his identity, this could have all been a setup beforehand. Plus, Child is here in the Fontaine along with the other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. Yeah, like, what the heck? Did we see Child? Shouldn't we actually apprehend him instead of, like, you know, happily greet him within our arms? He's still the Fatui after all. Like, what the heck? I don't understand why, like, we give Child a pass while the other Fatui we don't. Excuse me. I've been a victim of such schemes before, and now...
Please answer my question, Mr. Lyney.
I'm sorry.
Aww.
Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
Wait, we haven't actually, like, proven anything, really? Wait, what?
What should we do now?
Shouldn't, like, the defense attorney, like, have any, like, anything to say within this? Like, we haven't said anything during the court at all. Like, what? Permission to
Granted.
speak. My client has withheld some key information. My defense cannot proceed.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. Oh, so this is like, break time.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
There's no proof and evidence just yet. Hello? We don't have like concrete evidence as to exactly why Lyney and Lynette have done that. We also have no idea what's the motive. Sure, they're the Fatui, but what actual motive have they gone just to pull off this trick in front of many people?
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Lyney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought.
Of course! Why do you need to have that snarky remark? Seriously, prosecutors are so weird.
In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Bruh. What the heck? While court is adjourned, you meet with Lyney and Lynette in the opera house.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Wait, but we still haven't like proven if you actually killed Cowell? Did you honestly kill Cowell? Like, hello?
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
I think we should definitely hear them out, of course. Like, we should just get to know more about the Fatui. Isn't that really important information to know?
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face.
So what did you do exactly to save the people?
I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how can we know that this isn't all just another lie?
Right. So you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too.
Ah, I see. This is why at the Fontaine teaser, Arlecchino was so disappointed of Lyney and Lynette's performance. And this is when Arlecchino steps up and do her own magic show. Oh my gosh. This is getting very interesting. It seems that Lyney and Lynette have failed to do their parts as a Fatui. So...
But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
I'm actually surprised. I just thought that Lyney is the only one who is like actively participating in like the Fatui affairs, but I didn't know that Lynette is actually active as well. So by that saying, isn't Fremine a Fatui too? Isn't he bad? If that's the case, if we go by that logic that Fatui are bad,
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go when a trick was being performed?
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now!
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask.
I thought for sure Lyney would be like explaining everything to the traveler. Like, we don't have to ask him like the obvious things that we want to know, you know?
We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Mm-hmm.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
Then what about the murder of Cole, though?
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
And what did you find? Probably nothing.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice.
Yeah, the one that called Butcher or something? I forgot.
Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
So there's another person behind the scenes and both of you are unaware of it?
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want to understand how the Archers operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
But why would you do that in such a roundabout way, you know? Like, why do you have to do that? In front of the freaking audience? While you're doing a countdown, dude. You could have just gone to the vent anytime you wanted and you don't have to deal with the audience, like, criticizing you or whatsoever. Like, what the heck? It seems to me, Lyney, that you have done goofed on your part.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
But I guess, you know, the Archies doesn't work if there is no performance or something. Probably that's the reason why Lyney had to do that in front of the audience so that the Archies would work as of that moment, but he founded nothing, so it led to him going to jail time, unfortunately.
So, there you have it, the whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either.
But then why didn't you tell us beforehand, you know? Like, we could have understand you a bit better if you had told us beforehand, and we could have, like... But again, like, Lyney knows that we have a big mistrust towards the Fatui, so... yeah.
But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
But here's the thing, even if Lyney decides to hide it from us, you know, we are still bound to find that identity out, you know? So I think they've done goofed in their part. They should have revealed themselves the moment that we met them, you know? Especially since we are the ones defending them, they should have just revealed everything to us the moment that we are in court, you know? So that we can defend you better or have some information within our minds to, like, have some sort of things to explain to the audience, you know? Like, what the heck?
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I will defend you from these charges. I believe that judgment will be dispensed as it should.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Yes, I think we have evidence too. I think we don't have enough evidence to support that Lyney actually killed Cowell himself.
Huh?
The adjournment's almost over. Let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Lyney claims that he headed to the chamber containing the Archer's core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place, thus did not hear the thud. The voice in the Archer's core chamber. Lyney claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that houses the Archer's core within the Opera House's underground structures. Dang. This trial is getting more interesting. Will Child appear? The brief adjournment ends and the nail-biting trial reconvenes.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Lyney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Furina as fact. Therefore, Lady Furina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Lyney's perspective.
Oh man. Based on the opposition accounts of events, you can definitely identify loopholes in their state. This is the part that I'm waiting for, baby! We try to object her statements and find... What is this? I forgot the term that is used to, like, you know, check the statements of the prosecutor or the witness or something. Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of the fact and replace them with new inferences. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The archers will display such shifts clear. Okay, so this is the most interesting part of the game, Mao. When you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. Hey, yeah!
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel.
Huh?
When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud.
Oh wait, I remember now. It's called cross-examination. We're doing a cross-examination. This is my favorite part of Ace Attorney.
He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Lyney red-handed.
Oh.
So Lyney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box.
What?
Afterward, Lyney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Okay, so the first one is only correct. The others are wrong.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Furina's description of the events?
Objection, Your Honor!
The key to refuting Lady Furina is the order of events. What Lyney experienced and what he saw.
I think it is one of the... Yes!
According to Lyney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Right. Correct. This is wrong. You did not change your clothes. Oh.
Lyney went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
He did not hit Howell. So he saw the clothes instead.
Lyney did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say!
No, Paimon. We should be the one talking, not you.
When the countdown started, Lyney did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent!
Wait, Paimon, you didn't explain the whole thing. You didn't explain why Lyney was there, and and then Lyney didn't know that the clothes were sprawled all on the floor, and he didn't know that there was someone intervening with his magic trick.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
That was awesome if you didn't had that stupid glasses on your face, Paimon.
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
Moreover, I believe my opposition reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
The onstage equipment has clearly tampered with a premeditated fashion. However, you say that Cowell bumped into Lyney by chance.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Lyney only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Did you happen to remember how you repeated Lyney's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Your claim has now become my weapon. Your claim also has become a critical clue. Huh? Huh? Nah, huh? Huh? Uh-oh, there's a lot of text. Uh-oh. What evidence that Lyney wasn't in the towel? Okay, these are all irrelevant. Which of the evidence that Lyney wasn't in the tunnel when the crime place? Okay. Okay, here's the tunnel. Oh, these are irrelevant. Oh, I missed something. Oh no. Well, that doesn't really matter though, is it? Is it this?
That's right! Lyney wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lyney had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! Ha ha! How do you like that?
No, can you please don't do it like this? Is so... It's so funny. What the hell?
Well played. To think you'd use such logic.
Oh no. Please, we should not piss off the Hydra Archon.
Well then, if it wasn't Lyney who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Oh. Oh no! Shoot! Who's the murderer? We haven't talked about that. Oh no! Surely Halsey isn't the murderer. Unless... Oh no. If Lyney is no longer under suspicion, members of the trio. Lyney gave a detailed account of the trick, how it's supposed to work by using the box inside the box. The idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported via a tunnel underneath, and Lyney found himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of on stage. Okay, there's nothing suspicious on that. The clothes belong to Halsey. The lady who went missing were found on the tunnel door. Okay, this one is very, you know, nothing really proves.
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
I mean, we've already discussed that Halsey and this guy.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Oh.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along?
There is no way.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant.
There's no way, like, Cowell would not want to kill himself if he did it. So it's the third person.
Could there have been a third person?
No, what? Really?
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme?
No, really?
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's.
So we're actually blaming it on the person who's dead. But why? Really? That's interesting.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious?
Yeah, like what the hell? Why would he want to kill himself?
The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
No, this is going so badly.
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
Oh no. This is going. I don't know what's going on.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Uh-oh. How can we envisage Lyney as having been able to interfere with a crime?
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would have... The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample... It would have been tough for both people to fit into that... Lyney was not in the tunnel at...
Yes! Correct! I'm correct. Okay, I'm proud of myself. There was an altercation in the tunnel.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
I think this one? Okay, who is the prime suspect currently?
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Where did the missing Halsey?
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey... No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? The sound we heard may have come from a clash...
Oh.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the... Halsey's clothing was in the No one entered or left the... The sound we heard may have come from... Halsey's clothing...
Oh, the clothing is wrong.
No one entered or left the opera...
No?
It would have been tough for both people to...
No! Lyney was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This could have been a given time for Cowell to bring health. According to the guard's testimony, no one... Gosh! The Traveler is using their big brain for this moment!
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where in the world did Halsey go?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely.
What if there was a third person involved? What if Arlecchino is behind this? What if Child is behind this? We may never know. What if even Furina was behind this? We may never know. What if Monzo Novelette was behind this? We may never know.
And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Magic. Escaping from the water tank. Wait, could have it been the water? Oh yeah, the boss!
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
I thought she said aqua delay. She said awkward, not aqua. I'm so...
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Objection!
Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. No one entered or left the opera house. The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
What about the water though? Just what it is.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think people would believe that though.
How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
I request that we examine Cowell's personal effects. We might find something there.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Lyney already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about two completely different things.
But what if it's not?
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we're investigating an important kind of evidence, Furina. Hello?
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more
Hello, good
progress.
sir. Hello, hello. Why are you sitting like that again? Why is he sitting anyway? What the heck? What is that angle? Hoyoverse, you're doing something great so far.
Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
Okay, the guard returns with news.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste.
Oh, we got new spicy details. Spill it, boy.
We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are... water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea?
Uh-oh. We got new evidence! Furina, what about that, huh? How can you refute that? That Cowell's kind of a... culprit.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice.
Oh?
The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times.
Wait, so if that's the case, not coming to the worst conclusions. If those drugs are like very, very like dangerous, wouldn't that kill Halsey if it's used against her?
One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
Ooh, we got evidence! How about that, Furina? Do you have anything to say, huh, prosecutor?
You've gotta be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowl was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
What? What is happening? Hello?
Order! Order!
Villette, can you slam it down again, please? I didn't see that.
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Lyney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence.
Yes!
So please continue speaking.
This is what I'm talking about. We should have evidence. Furina, we need evidence to have something on trial. There is no truth if there is no evidence. Hello?
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
What is that? Water from the primordial sea. The liquid the guards found in Cowell's luggage seems to have the ability to dissolve Fontainians into water. Who is the prime suspect? It's him.
The deceased's name is Cowell.
What item? This one.
The water from the primordial...
Oh, it's wrong.
The primordial sea should already have...
Timing of the dissolution.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism. Lynette was in the magic box on stage I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. Lynette was in the magic box on stage. The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As such, the focus here...
I think this one.
The water from the primordial...
Hide the mechanism.
Lynette was in the magic box on stage. I remember there was something else within the inner...
No, the rope is wrong.
Now it seems like the hook rope was...
It was the hook all along.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again!
Oh no, here we go again.
In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey.
What?
Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
I'm sorry, I still don't quite understand what happened.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Yeah, this is why you should not falsely accuse anyone without some sort of evidence and then you become your own prosecutor as yourself as well. Like, what the heck?
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death.
Yeah, like what exactly? Like, how did he actually die? How bad that he messed up his own, like... He successfully disappeared Halsey, but he didn't anticipate his death, that's for sure.
His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence.
Oh, evidence.
I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Tartaglia? Is it him? No, it's the guard?
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Lyney's personal effects.
Oh! No way! No way! Wait. Does Lyney have them too, or...
What?
Or did someone frame them by putting it in his luggage or something?
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you.
But did those vials get used or something?
Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Wait! We still don't know if those, like, thingies, the water that they used, have been emptied or not. Uh-oh.
Lyney did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Lyney desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime.
Wait, why would he want to kill Cowell then?
Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon.
What murder weapon?
Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
Wait. There's no reason why Lyney would want to kill Cowell, though. Like, if he knocked out Cowell, why would he want to, like, kill him using a water tank? Hello?
Am I right, Mr. Lyney?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
Oh wait, Oratress.
Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this.
Wait, did the Oratress, like, think that's true or something? I thought that Oratress would react to the truth.
Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning.
The heck? Wait, we haven't... There still need a lot of things to talk about. The motives of Lyney. Oh. Okay.
I believe this is indeed the finale.
Wait, no. This is totally so flawed. What the heck?
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout. and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic?
What are you up to?
I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Lyney, if you would be so kind.
Wait, he's a suspect. He can't... Isn't he like being detained or something?
What in the world is she saying?
What is going on? What is happening?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again?
Mm-hmm.
And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lyney and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf.
Wait, there's no way Halsey just magically appears there.
But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
What is this court trial? What is going on?
I understand.
No, there's no way. Wait.
And voila.
Ta-da! Huh?
Sorry for the interruption.
Are you the same Halsey?
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence.
Huh?
I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial.
Oh. What?
I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
No wonder! I was so confused the entire time. Like, there's no way Cowl would want to kill himself, you know? Like, I thought for sure, like, Halsey may have done it or something. Like, there's no way Cowl effed up. There's just no way.
What? Why? Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Lyney's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before.
Wait, isn't she the one that stole something from that dude when we first at the beginning of the Archon quest? She was the thief, right? Isn't she the same person? How come I not notice that? Probably NPCs are very forgettable.
But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lyney was the one who caught me in the act.
I knew it! That was you all along! No way!
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief! Lyney even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me.
What? Why would you spill all of your crimes, girl? Isn't that... If you're a criminal, you don't want to spill your crimes and get yourself into jail.
I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box.
Then you killed him, accidentally.
There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
So you hid the entire time until the next day of the court trial.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they're practically hand at concealment, probably a professional thief could make it work.
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, you accidentally killed him. I'm sorry, but that deserves to be jail time.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I feel bad for the High Girl Archon. It's time to refute the High Girl Archon's previous reasoning.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective. The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Wow, she actually broke out of the box. That's why there's a thud, okay.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowell. Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
There we go.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time!
No, let me explain it. Why does Paimon have to explain it?
Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
So is this the final truth? I swear to God, if there's more to this, I'm going to...
But she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera house these last 2 days.
Damn! What kind of thief are you? Why would you go do all of that, girl?
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
No, that explains why Paimon ate only 3, but not 5.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Furina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
Oh.
Please answer the question, Lady Furina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
Yeah, why did you try to leave, Furina? It has not yet ended. Did you accept your defeat now, Furina?
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Now, you should be proud that you accepted the final conclusion of this story. And you should apologize to Lyney.
Wow, look at that! She's like a deflated balloon now!
Oh.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks.
But this doesn't also explain, like, how did the water also end up in Lyney's, like, luggage or something?
He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid.
Oh.
Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Lyney, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings.
Lyney, what? You should have. I mean, couldn't Lynette have like intervened or something?
From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Lyney, the accused, is in fact innocent. While there is much in Lyney and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
Oh, why does it look like Honkai Star Rail's wishing system?
As such, Lyney and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Woo! Congratulations! This is all thanks to Navia, by the way. Paimon, you did nothing. That's it. You did actually nothing.
Great work, partners.
No, it was you, Navia. You should be credited for everything that happened so far. You're the one who brought the truth to light.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Let's not celebrate just yet.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Lyney's baggage?
Yeah, I was questioning that. Why is there the water in his baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Lyney, but you, yes?
Oh! So it was the guard all along!
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Yes, speak up, dude. You're gonna get in jail if you don't speak up.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
Bring Huta with you.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Lyney, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
Who though? Who? Is this Arlecchino or no?
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
Who? What? Huh? Did he just committed homicide? He turned into water.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Uh-oh. However, nothing is found on the scene apart from the liquid behind.
So, we're just going back now?
The problem seems to have been solved for now. We're not needed here anymore.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Lyney...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just didn't wish to see anyone be falsely accused. I just wanted to be sure that we're square.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Lyney this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all.
Aww.
That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
Oh! So, it was Arlecchino. So she's actually recruiting Fatuis.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
Wait, so it's Freminet. Freminet, sorry.
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past. Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets.
Aww.
To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever.
Wait, then what about Freminet? Oh, is he not your sibling? Or is he just another separate orphan?
Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
No way.
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
So what happened after that?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
Then what about Lynette? What happened to her?
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans.
Oh.
Father, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer.
So you were not one of those girls?
The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here.
I get a feeling that Lyney might betray Arlecchino. Maybe. If there's some conflict between them in the future. In an Archon quest. But I'm not quite sure. But I would be very interested to see that. If Hoyoverse decides to go to that route.
I was hesitant to trust her. I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
The knave is after the Gnosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans.
So you're not telling?
She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
I highly doubt that. There's no way she wants to use that to save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine.
Oh!
We won't give up on defending our homeland.
Okay, so that's the reason why Arlecchino wants to save Fontaine. She's from Fontaine. Fontaine.
To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
Aww.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
No! Traveler! I'm sorry, but I still can't completely trust you.
It's alright. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Lyney.
I understand. Oh!
Bye, Lyney!
Huh. Well, I guess that's it for the trial. Wow, that was like 2 hours long. Holy. There's so many things to uncover. This is so crazy. Holy. That was intense. Anyway, that's all for today's episode. I'll see you on the next video. So, yeah. We'll see more of Arlecchino, maybe. And see more Tartaglia, maybe? Hopefully? And Chlorine? So this was the best part of Fontaine so far. And I'm really excited to see more. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. And I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye!